Hi guys, I'm here with Victor Leong, owner of Fook in Melbourne. We've known Victor for a number of years, been a chef at restaurants such as Mark in Sydney, Surrey Hills under Mark Best. Victor, thank you for joining us on the show.
No, thanks for having me.
It's a privilege having you. I've been wanting to interview you for a while and talk to you about your success and the things that brought you to owning such a wonderful restaurant as Fook. So tell us a bit about that firstly.
So yeah, growing up, I grew up in quite a large household. My mother was a very, very good cook. So I think that early on, that was it grew a passion of food for me. So I decided to pursue that as a career, and an opportunity for me to open Fook came up in Melbourne, and I just went for it. So here I am.
What is it that really made you then step out and open up your own restaurant?
Well, being a chef, long hours, high stress, and yeah, just you make a lot of sacrifices, in terms of just career and, social and families type things. So I thought, well, if I'm going to work so hard for someone else, I might as well do this for myself if I'm going to do this for a long time. So also, with the passion of food, it's kind of goes, hand in hand. So yeah, I went for it.
Did you use your own capital? Did you bring in investors? How did you do it?
I saved some money, I took a loan, and I put a percentage in for myself, and then obviously my business partners put in and invested as well, and yeah, and it's what we've kind of achieved. So I think it's really important that you need to put your own money behind you. That way you have a sense of loss when you're not performing well. That kind of impending fear of failure is a big driver early on, you know what I mean?
What is the end goal for Victor Leong?
I think at the end I want to, give people opportunities, and I think that was the biggest thing that I can take away from starting my own business is, a lot of the most fulfilling parts of it is seeing people achieve things that they couldn't see in themselves, and for you to facilitate that via resources, education, sometimes investment, and sometimes they fail, sometimes it doesn't work out, but it's fulfilling for me, and that's, I think if I can be in a financial position and a time position to, do this in almost a full-time basis, I think that's the end for me,
Sure. Have there been things in your entrepreneurial career that have been setbacks that you think, okay, well, I could have done things differently or learned from?
Yeah, of course. I recently had to close my other business, Lawyers, Guns and Money. I threw it out there as a concept and as a test and went, okay, let's see, what we can do with this, and there was heaps of options. I could have refinanced and kept operating, I could have closed it and then kind of thought about the concept and reopened it, which is basically what I'm thinking about doing. Or, the other thing is, well, you could just sit there and just underperform really. So I think, for me being really competitive, I was like, if it's not really working at the moment, I don't want to waste any effort on it right now. What are our options? And I consolidated.
What is success to you as an entrepreneur?
I think for me is the freedom to do stuff, you know what I mean? Like I'm working harder than I've ever worked before, like within Fook and all the kind of bits and pieces that we do around it. But I still have the freedom to do whatever I want. You can set goals for yourself, and they can go from 3 months to 3 years to 30 years. You know what I mean? And how many people can say they wake up every morning and go, hey, look, I want to do this, and I find it really fulfilling.
Is there anything that you would have done differently?
Yeah, well, you learn every day. So, I've probably made 3 mistakes today already, but not in terms of, it's just, I think it's just always trying to polish that little gem you've got. Refine, refine, refine. I think, you realize that you're overcomplicating something, overthinking stuff, like that really doesn't help all the time.
So feedback that you get from your clientele, you take on board?
Yeah, of course. For me, I want to sell a product that I believe in, which is, the experience in my restaurants. And that might not be for everybody, but I never look at it as some kind of ego thing where I'm like, well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else. Yeah. It's more like, yeah, cool. How about we meet the market in some aspects of this? People, when they genuinely complain, they want to be heard. So, if you understand where they're, kind of where they're coming from with their with their feedback, then you can actually, you'll see that some aspects of your business might not meet that need, and create an opportunity, for you to move it in a direction that you want.
Well, guys, that's Victor Leong joining us on the show. Victor, thank you so much. I'm really proud of what you've accomplished, and I wish you all the best in the future.
You're welcome. Thanks so
for
much.
coming on. Cheers.